Due to modern science, anthropologists believe that California Indians came from Asia across a narrow land bridge connecting it to North America during an ice age. California Indians were very much isolated from the rest of the United States due to the Pacific Ocean to the west, mountains to the east and the north, and deserts to the south. California is broken down into 6 cultural regions: Northwestern, Northeastern, Central, Great Basin, Southern, and the Colorado River region. Tribes within these regions had very limited contact with tribes other than their own. Because the Indians didn't have access to grocery stores or McDonald's, they depended on their knowledge of the land and animals for their survival. Their knowledge of the land was passed down from generation to generation. They made changes to it as changes were needed due to the changing environment. Each region had an awareness of its resources, and the seasonal use of the plant and animal resources had to be followed closely. Some tribes planted crops and various vegetables and harvested them, while others gathered what was already available. Each tribe used some combination of agriculture and hunting and gathering. Some tribes tended to follow the migration of the animal populations, while others tended to remain closer to sources of water. Many of us would assume that the natives didn't use sophisticated agricultural practices, but that wasn't the case. In fact, their methods, such as pruning, transplanting plants, and burning the ground to replenish the soil, were quite advanced. They were rather successful farmers. Acorns, like we use wheat today, were the Indians' major staple food. They would make porridge and bread from it. Even tribes located in the desert found food to survive. They hunted small game and deer, and often ate fish if it was available, and certain varieties of insects. These hand-woven baskets were used for cooking. Yes, cooking. They were woven so tightly that not even water would seep through the cracks. They would put hot stones from a fire into these baskets to cook the food. They would stir what was in the basket until it was cooked through. Baskets did such a fine job that there was no need for pots and pans. Just like their baskets, they put lots of time and effort into the making of their weapons and hunting gear. Obsidian, a kind of rock, was commonly used for arrowheads and knives. For fishing, they used nets, hooks, harpoons, and even different forms of poisons that they would put in the streams. Their houses were quite simple. They were usually cone or dome-shaped and were often built partially underground for insulation. Tribes that moved around a lot tended to keep their homes more simple and mobile, but those that tended to stay in one place made their homes more permanent. As for clothing, men usually wore nothing at all except during special ceremonies or rituals. During rituals, men and women wore feathered headdresses, elaborate jewelry, and often had body paint and tattoos. Normally, women wore knee-length skirts, typically made of animal skins or fibers. During the colder months, both males and females wore animal furs to keep warm. Women played an essential role in the daily life of a tribe. They passed on information and knowledge to others, and their efforts towards gathering and processing foods was invaluable. Women could typically gain status in a tribe through dancing or singing. Women of the Chumash tribe often ruled villages, while women in the northwestern cultures served as spiritual leaders. The shaman played an essential role in the daily lives of the people. The shaman served as both the medical practitioner and spiritual leader. Priests maintained order among the people, while ritualists were very involved in the ceremonies and rituals of the village. The California Indians are the natives of our Golden State. Their history played a crucial role in the development of California, the state that we call home.